Nice.
Kevin, you are an acting coach. Kevin is a veteran Broadway actor. You may have recently seen him when he played in The Man of La Mancha. And that was a wonderful, and he sings, not just a coach, he sings.
I do.
Wonderful voice. And next to him, he brought Maggie Cahill with us. And Maggie is the artistic director at Cap Rep Theatre. And she's brought Red to us, is that correct?
That's right.
And Red is about a painter. And Kevin assures me he does not sing in this one.
No,
No,
I don't.
That's our loss, believe me.
Yeah, I guess, I'm happy about it, it's okay.
So tell me, Kevin said that he kind of got into his character, but I really don't know a lot about his character, so we'll have Maggie give us an overview of the play and then have Kevin tell us how he feels about his character.
Well, Red is a show that was on Broadway. It was a huge hit on Broadway. And it is now being produced across the country in regional theaters and professional companies who can get the rights for this play. And I'm very happy to be bringing it to
And you're an equity
our
theater.
audiences. Yes, we are an equity theater. And I feel very fortunate to have Kevin in the lead role of Mark Rothko, because this is a two-character play, but it really focuses on the works and the life of Mark Rothko and his relationship that he had with one of his apprentices that starts very young and very new and very naive, and it stretches over a 2-year time when perhaps the apprentice surpasses the master in some ways. But Mark Rothko was at one point known as the greatest American painter in art history. He was an American expressionist painter, although he didn't consider himself an abstract painter or an expressionist. He hated labels of any kind. But he was charged with painting a series of murals for the Seagram's building in New York City. He was given a staggering, at the time, 1958, $35,000.
That was a lot of money then, yeah.
And it was approximately a little over $300,000 in our terms.
Yeah.
But it was the largest art commission paid to any American painter ever up to that point.
Wow.
It was a huge deal. And he was charged with painting this series of murals for the Four Seasons restaurant. Mark Rothko hated commercialism, and dealing with what he had done and the ramifications of that when he has to face himself is what the play is about. It's really it is a wonderful play. You know, I've directed 3 shows this year at Capital Rep. This is the last in our season that I'll be directing, and by far this has been probably one of the most rewarding experiences I've had, because the cast is fabulous. Our younger actor David couldn't join us today, but Kevin is absolutely marvelous, and he's transformed. This is not what Kevin McGuire usually looks like.
No.
And it has been just wonderful to dive into a play that's about art, and that art is meaningful and art matters. So I'm having a great time, and he is going to be wonderful. Do not miss this play, everyone. Do not miss it. This is the highlight of our season.
Kevin, I understand that you, we hear that a character, an artist, an actor, has to get into his character. Do you find that you are living Rothko?
Yeah, I do.
Are.
I do. Most of the restaurants in downtown Albany, the maitre d's are thinking, what happened to the nice Kevin McGuire who used to come here when he was in Man of La Mancha? Now he's turned into, this isn't the right wine. Turn the lights down. Your sign's not big enough. I give him orders. I start ordering everybody around. It's weird. And I'm actually a very nice person, but Mark Rothko is terribly concerned about his work, and so that takes precedent over everything, you know. And so he doesn't care about being charming.
People, maybe.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy, and I think what you really respect about him is that he cares so much about what he's doing and his work, and that's really admirable. But I think that's a hard thing to find, and when you're doing it, when you first read it, you think, oh, when I first saw it and I read it, I thought, oh, this guy's hard to spend an hour and a half with, but he's really not. I think this is
I love spending time with him.
Yeah.
And because he has a young apprentice there who is like us, who asks Mark Rothko all the questions we want to ask Mark Rothko, and puts the character on the spot all the time, it becomes a very delightful, delicious evening of real theater, I'm telling you.
And I love real theater. I mean, in the sense that you go in there, sometimes you don't know what you're expecting to see, but you come out saying, wow, I'm really glad I saw that. That was really good. You're into your character, of course, and you have to kind of live it because you have to stay in character to be there. Now, I always feel as though when I go to see a movie or a play that I have to kind of relate to at least one of the characters on stage. Which one am I going to relate to?
I think you're going to relate to both of them. I think that there's something kind of wonderfully universal about the story in terms of what any job anyone has. I mean, everyone cares about what they do for a living. They should. Some people care more than others, but I think artists have a particular way of being in the world, and they have to think about their relationship to the world. And I think the audience will sit there and think about their world and how their perception of the world and what they think about and how they go about things. I think that's what the play is really sort of about. And it's also about the old guard sort of passing the baton to the new guard, and sort of wonderful things. There's a teacher, student, father, son, mentor, whatever. Very important things.
Different levels of relationships.
Yeah, and it's so, the language of the play is so beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Who wrote the play? I'm sorry.
John Logan
Mm-hmm.
wrote it. He's from New Jersey. It was first done in London at the Donmar Warehouse, and then it came to Broadway, and now it's been at several other places.
But John Logan is a well-known New York playwright, but John Logan has the distinction of having done incredible screenplays like Hugo, The Aviator,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those are the two big ones.
And he's been nominated for, I think, 5 Academy Awards for screenplay writing. And so the fact that he brought his writing into the American theater, see, this thrills us when people who are in Hollywood and who are really significant writers still keep their hands in their roots, which is the theater. And so Absolutely. It was thrilling that he did not write this as a screenplay, that he kept it for us in the theater. By the way, Kevin is, let me tell you about becoming Rothko. First of all, we had to dye his hair. Kevin is blonde. He has to be gray for this part. And we also
looks quite good, actually.
He looks dashing, right? And he, because he, he has very twinkly blue eyes. But Rothko was Eastern European, so he has to wear brown contacts. And the glasses that he wears had to be his real prescription put in glasses like the kind Rothko wore.
Yeah, I look like him.
So he has a transformation, and he looks very civilized and very dapper here. But Rothko, had paint on everything he wore. I mean, he was a painter through and through, so he didn't
care what he looked like.
He did
not
had
care
no
what
interest
in what he looked like.
In the studio. He came to his studio every morning dressed in a suit, the same suit I think he had for many years, but dressed in a suit, changed into painter clothes, and then went home at night in his suit.
Oh,
and
okay.
So
he looked good coming and going.
He was a very interesting guy. He considered that they had banker's hours for, painting.
How did it get its name? Because
Red?
Well, we need to,
We were talking about that.
I don't think it has anything to do with communism or anything.
No, it has nothing to do with communism. Many people think that, but it's nothing to do with communism at all. It's about the perception of color and what color. Red, what it means to people, and it means something very different to Mark Rothko than it means to his assistant Ken, and they sort of discuss it, and it sounds sort of flat, but it's not. It's sort of wonderful discussion about how paintings really make you feel, and how when you see something, and he knew what he was doing. I mean, he was making portals into like some sort of consciousness. They were like doorways, but they also floated. And if you look at them for a long time, they do move. It's very strange.
It is, and we have experienced that. We went to New York and looked at every Rothko we could get our eyes on.
Right.
And you're working with Tony, right? Tony.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. He's a wonderful artist.
Yes, he is.
And there's a Rothko, at Empire State Plaza.
Which one is
There is a Rothko in Corning Plaza.
Which one is that?
It's a blue Rothko. It's not one of his reds, but it's a beautiful painting, and they have it dimly lit.
I used to walk by that all the time, so I probably saw it. Didn't
Right.
You may have.
Right.
Yeah.
But red, the Seagram murals were to be studies in red, and he painted 40 of these red
Oh my gosh.
canvases. Some of them are huge. Some of them were 8 feet tall by 16 feet long. The ones that we'll be painting. And by the way, they paint one in the play.
Yes.
And they paint it in 2 minutes, the undercoat of a painting.
So
It's
you
a
do one
large
every night. You
moment.
do a
Do one every
different.
night.
Oh yeah, we had to learn how to. That's what we've been taking painting lessons. Well,
Oh,
not
my
me, but
gosh.
the actors had to take painting lessons.
You
from
really
Tony.
had to get into your
Yeah.
character,
Oh
Kevin.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
I did.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
I did.
So they put on a piece of classical music, and it's time to paint this canvas. The canvas is approximately 8 feet tall by 9 feet wide, and they paint it in 2 minutes.
Now you're going to be over at the Empire State Plaza, I understand, aren't you? Too?
Yes, yes, they're going to be talking at a lunch on April 26th. They're going to be talking about this, and I don't know if Tony is demonstrating painting. He may be.
I think that he's
he
going to
is,
be there.
yeah.
But the thing is, if you're working, if you work at the state, this is a great way to get over there and check it out.
Yeah, it's completely free.
Mm-hmm.
You can get your lunch, sit down, and join this panel about art and see someone paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how exciting.
Yeah.
So if you want to see Red, when is it playing? When does it open? We'll put it
start,
that
we
way.
have our first audience on Friday night, the 19th of April. We open on the 23rd of April, and we run until May 19th.
Okay.
Good.
And then I'm back at home. I'm in New York then after that.
Okay.
So
Any new plans?
I have some things going on.
Working?
Yeah, I do. And I just did it. I was just in a show in New York, an Irish musical.
Oh my!
Yeah, I finished the day
Right.
before I came up here.
I don't know
Yeah.
how you do, keep
It
lines
was
in your
it was
brain.
it was a wild week because we were rehearsing in New York and also
Yes.
I was in the show at the same time.
Oh
So it
my
was
gosh.
on Sunday I was pretty tired.
You didn't do any of your Irish stuff during Red, and
No, I don't do anything Irish at all during Red. There's nothing Irish about Mark Rothko. He's which is also interesting for
Yeah.
me. You know, I'm really trying to get that essence of that man who I feel he was.
He
know?
came from Eastern Europe. Is that what
He
you're
was.
saying?
He came to New York. He came to the States when he was 10, and he lived in Portland, Oregon, and then came to New York with his family, and so there's nothing in the play about his life.
No,
Really.
just
That's
well,
it. That's all we hear.
We're
about
hearing
him.
a snippet of his.
Yeah, he was married and had children, and we never discuss it in the play. He's all business.
Yeah.
He's going to paint
Oh, I can't
these
wait to see
murals.
this. Sounds
It is
wonderful.
wonderful.
It is wonderful.
It's a
Yeah.
beautifully
And
written play.
The lighting and the set alone are so incredibly beautiful because when you do a play about art, the atmosphere is extremely important, and the way that the lighting designer Stephen Quant has played with light and painted with light in this play, you will be amazed that you will be able to perceive different colors of light as well, because that's an important part of the
I
play.
am amazed every time I go to Cap Rep and see their next set. As a matter of fact, the first thing I do is, because I usher there, I run in to see the set. And
Yeah.
then I come out. It's like I have to see what the set is like. To me, that is
Yeah.
the first experience.
Yeah, no,
is
and
seeing that
this is a
set,
stunner.
and then the actors
Yes,
come out.
it's a
Right?
stunner.
This is a stunning
Yeah.
set, and
Can't wait.
the lights, as you said. I mean, I don't experience the lights on stage really, but now I see photographs and go,
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing.
And I think, did we show some photos, I think? Yeah, we did good. Because I was listening to you guys. I also want to take just one moment to talk about a friend of a friend. I saw that and was amazed. Kevin Craig West is wonderful in it,
Yes.
are the other two actors, their names elude me.
Brianna Stinney
It's-
and Neil Ganey.
It's a wonderful play. It's a short play, but it has to do with the Underground Railroad. I was so impressed with it. I just wanted at least tell you
I'm so glad
that.
to hear you say
Yeah.
that. You know, that is based on
True
real
story,
documents, true story of African American heroes in the capital region who got thousands of slaves into Canada through their efforts.
And
that's
it
what it's
was-
about.
it
It's very
was-
heartfelt, isn't it?
It's a wonderful play, and there's some funny moments, and there's some
Yeah.
deep feelings. Have you seen it yet? Or maybe
I have
you haven't.
not, no.
It's for school kids,
Yeah.
but believe me, I loved it.
You know, and over 10,000 school children will experience that play. It's all true. It's all document based. It's an amazing story of
Solomon,
real
yeah, Solomon,
courage.
yeah.
And I am so happy that we're able to bring
Good.
that.
I
to
just
young
had to say
people.
something
Thank you
because I
so
really
much.
did enjoy
Appreciate
it. Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, enough. I guess I have other guests on the show.
So when are you
so we
coming?
need to-
Yeah.
When are you coming to
I
this?
can't remember, but we're ready.
So
to
will you come back and say hi?
I will. I will come
Okay.
back and say hi and
Please.
check those
Or-
contacts. Make sure I'll bring you some eye drops.
I have brown, brown eyes in the play.
Okay, we're going to take another break. We've been talking with Kevin McGuire, who plays Mark Rothko, and Maggie Mancinelli Cahill, who's the artistic director of Cap Rep. And please get out there and see Red. It sounds wonderful, and just go out and see something, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.